was just wondering, with all your experience now, what advice would you give young pastors or young leaders? What three things would you advise them to be aware of?
Look, I think the main job is just be faithful in the job God's given you to do. And don't try and be something else. God will promote you in His time. But He looks for that wonderful one ingredient in life, faithfulness. Prayer, without prayer nothing happens. And you've got to be a prayer. If you're going to see anything happen in church life, you've got to be a prayer. And the third is, you've got to be a man of faith. Without faith, you cannot please God. So if you want to please Him, you've got to learn how faith works. And you can learn how faith works by listening to one of my sermons.
Obviously, our movement has changed dramatically over the last 10, 20 years. It used to be AOG, now we're not sure what it is, but where do you see our movement in about 10, 20 years? And what dramatic changes have you seen over the last 10?
Look, I'm fairly pleased with the way the movement's going. We're reaching young people like no other movement is. In fact, I listened to Bolt on the program just recently. He was asked by an Anglican minister, what's the hope of the church in Australia? And he said the Pentecostals. He said they're reaching the young people. So I'm not negative towards our movement. Some of the styles, younger people prefer them than older people, but the message is still the same. They're still getting the message out there.
Lived a long time, Andrew. Just tell us what changes you've seen in the Pentecostal movement.
I think the Pentecostal movement has gone in cycles, and there's been occasions when they've been led by very conservative leaders, and they've tended to follow that. Then there's been a refreshing again, and then you might go back into conservatism again. I think we're just about on the spur to go to a new move of the Spirit. Amen. We've been in more of a conservative phase of the last few years. We're moving back to our distinctive roots in a Pentecostal fashion, and I believe that's the next thing. I think we're in for a good time over the next few years. I just got that feeling that there's been such a cleansing in Australia of the church through so many things that happened through the Royal Commission and so on, that if you follow the scriptural pattern, after the cleansings come the ingatherings. And so I'm believing for a mighty ingathering in our nation over the next 10 years.